Hey, what's up everyone? Right now I'm using my microphone headset, so hopefully you can hear me clearly. This is going to be a one-topic video regarding a personal experience that we witnessed a few years back. The tablet messed up here, but the audio that I'm going to share with you is pretty much exactly what we heard, and I strongly wish that I could have been able to record it. I've been hearing activity that entire night, and my daddy had come in from his truck driving job. He got to stop by the house, so he stopped and he walked down the road. He had parked his truck and then he walked down the road, and as he was walking back to the house, his light kept messing up. So at that time, everyone was a little bit skeptical on this type of activity. We still can't say 100% what happened or what it was, because it's such a subject that is just, it's hard to wrap your mind around. But moving on to what happened. As he walked to the house, I had been hearing all kinds of activity that night. So then I told him about what had happened. And then I said, I really wish they could hear this. I want them to be able to hear this. Hear what I witness. And so when he was getting ready to leave at about 4:15 a.m., suddenly I had to go back to the restroom. So I went into the restroom. I hate that I did that because my recorder was with me. My tablet was with me. I said, just forget it. I'm obviously not going to get anything on recording. And then it happened. It was the loudest howl, out of any of them that I've ever heard, that any of us have ever witnessed. Nothing in existence could have that powerful of lungs, that powerful of a sound. There's nothing that compares to that loud of a sound. This was something so loud, and it sounded so vicious that nothing you could ever imagine compares to that. And so, the audio that I'm about to show you is almost identical to what we heard. And at that time, they were giving prizes out for the best and clearest audio, and I wish there would have been no doubt in anyone's mind. There would have been no disputing it. It would have been indisputable what I witnessed, what we heard. It was so loud. It was just like, whatever could do this is just so massive. And then, right after that, it sounded like the dogs on the hill were being torn apart. They were having a fit. And all the dogs around were having a fit. And these things were so large, it sounded like there were two main large ones, and then surrounding them were smaller ones. And it started up all at once. I ran back outside as quickly as I could, and it had stopped. And suddenly, it's like they went from the hill, and then they were near our property. Like teleportation, just boom. And then they just all silenced at once. But whatever they were and are capable of things beyond what most people can comprehend. They're like if you look up the Native American Indians' experiences and stories, then you'll know what I'm talking about. My daddy has spoken to several on his trips to Missouri and over in Kansas, those areas, the Native American Indian territories. They have spoken to him about experiences, and about me as well, and how I experience these things, and I'm very spiritually connected, but I never can get these things on recording. And they stated that they're real. They're very real, and they come into and out of this existence. And believe me, I witnessed it. But I'm going to show you, and I'm going to leave a link below. Please listen to this. It's what I heard. What we heard matches this recording. Bigfoot scream, apparent actual audio, scary. This is no joke. And this is not... I know the media and people make jokes out of this so commonly, to the point where it's made laughable by so many. But we seriously witnessed it. We heard the sounds. It was these vicious sounds, these loud howls. Nothing could ever mimic that. And there were two main ones on the hill, and then a bunch of young ones, sounded like little ones, just all over the place, everywhere. And then I just wish I could have gotten it on recording. I would have been the second person to have gotten this clear of an audio. So I'm about to let you hear the sound from this recording, courtesy of this YouTuber, and I'll leave a link below to it. And what you'll hear here is exactly what we witnessed, what we heard. And we still, that's the only way that I can describe what it is. But we still have no explanation for it or how it's possible, but obviously I believe some kind of interdimensional beings. But I had witnesses to it. My parents heard it. At the time we were like, can't explain what it was, but obviously we knew it was something very large beings. And Sasquatch that I've been talking about I've been talking about it for a long time and hearing these things, and I'm so glad that they finally had heard it, because it's hard to believe something if you can't witness it. If you can't witness it yourself, so many people make jokes out of it that it's hard to believe. And I mean, we still say, well, I still can't explain what it was to this day, but the closest thing is Sasquatch activity. I've witnessed it. And there's a few other YouTubers on my channel who have spoken to me about what they've witnessed, and they know what I'm talking about. There's nothing like those sounds. And I've heard branches breaking, sticks breaking, rocks clanking, whooping sounds, weird grunting, growling, spitting, just this blowing outside on the window when I was in the living room, just this, it would shake the window. It was insane. I mean, it was crazy. I've dealt with so much that it's unbelievable. And they've gone all over the place. They've just made all kinds of noises and sounds. I've got another story to share of an experience of this truck driver. He hit something, and the people behind them witnessed it. We were listening. It was right across the road from the house, so at this four-way stop. So I could hear everything they were stating when we drove over there to see what happened, and then I could hear it when they were talking to the police officer. That was a different scenario. Back to this. So this was on the hill. They were in the hills, and it was so loud, and then they all just vanished at once. But I could hear them. You could hear that night before. I mean, the hours before that happened, I could hear them walking across on the other side of the road, hear these things, and you could hear movements and sticks. It was like very large beings walking down the hill across there into the woods. And then later that night, I said, man, I wish that they could hear this. And they got to hear it. My parents got to witness it. My daddy heard it, and then by the time my mama got to the door, you could hear them all over the place, all around, just howling, just having a fit. And then all at once, silence. And they could actually move, just teleport seemingly from one spot to the other. And then they were all in another place, and then just quiet. It's something that you can't forget. So I finally got to share that experience. I might even just show the audio from this in a separate video recording. So what I'm going to show you here is what someone recorded, and it's exactly the sounds that we heard. Pretty much identical. It gives me chills thinking back on it. And I'm going to let you hear the audio that this person recorded, and was supposed to be the loudest and clearest Bigfoot / Sasquatch recording ever. I get chills when I hear this because it is such a vivid, it is so close to my mind because of what I witnessed. We witnessed this. We heard these things, and we heard them for many years. The activity seemed to have eased off in the past couple of years, but it might come back. I don't know. It seems to just come in waves. So, I mean, I'll let you go ahead and hear this, but usually it's worse in the winter time, from the months of November through like February times. So here's the audio, and imagine this But imagine this and hearing this at 4:15 a.m. in the morning, pitch dark outside. This is what we heard.
The sound you hear is what some experts claim to be a Bigfoot scream. Recorded in the state of Washington by a group of campers in 1971, it is regarded as the highest quality audio of the creature ever captured.
That sound, that sound that you hear right there, what you just heard, is what we heard. That's the closest match that could ever be found to what we witnessed, to what we heard. I wish to this very day that I could have recorded it. It would have been what we heard, except it was right in person. It was right there. And it was the clearest, loudest thing you could imagine. And we witnessed it. It's something that you don't forget, something that you can't forget, and it's something you cannot compare to any other sound in existence. It's something, when you hear it, you know. And there's been so many other sounds that they make as well. Not that loud, obviously. The screams, the howls, the screeches, and I know screech owls, obviously this is definitely not that, but I know screech owls make screaming sounds that sound like a woman, but that is not what I've heard in the past. There were different screaming sounds. This is on a whole other level from that. I mean, some of them do make like screeching sounds or screaming sounds. Ooh, ooh, a little like that, and it's like ooh, howling. Now, I know there's wolves, I know there's coyotes, but usually it stirred up the wolves and coyotes, but these type of things, you know, I'm sorry I'm stuttering. Why am I stuttering? But this is, you know, when you witness something like this, there is no comparison to anything else in existence like that. So, I mean, we witnessed it several years ago. So thank you all for watching. I will leave a link below to this audio clip. And that is what we heard outside several years ago at 4:15 a.m. So, if any of you have had any similar experiences, I know several of you have spoken to me about Sasquatch/Bigfoot activity, and some of you have experienced it, and it's something on a whole other level. These interdimensional beings exist. Native American Indians spoke about them. They knew about them. They still know about them, and their people really were in tune to things like this. It seems like activity like this follows me around. I can just think about it and it starts. So it's pretty crazy that has happened to me so many times. I've witnessed so much. I have witnessed so much. But that is the closest thing that can ever come even close to what we witnessed, what we heard. So, yeah. I'll go ahead and I'll make a video showing you only the audio soon, and I'm leaving the link in the description below. But this is my story. This is my experience to what I witnessed that night. What we all witnessed that night, what we heard. And this is the closest thing. Imagine that, but in person. So, that's all for this video. Thank you, peace, and much love. Bye.